Alright guys, I'm in absolute disbelief at what I've just seen in the Manchester City versus Fulham game. A game full of twists. It started off as you'd think. Man City, they made a lot of changes to their team in the week. I think it was only Julian Alvarez, Jack Grealish and Ilkay Gundogan who remained in the team. So players like De Bruyne, Rodri, Ederson, Bernardo Silva all came back in. Cancelo as well. Alvarez got the opening goal. It was a really well taken finish, fired it into the roof of the net. That seems to be his go-to finish, Alvarez. He does like firing it into the roof of the net. He did it in the week against Sevilla as well. And I'm sure I've seen him do it against Nottingham Forest as well a couple of months ago. That does seem to be something he's very good at. And to me, I really like him. I think he hasn't been given the credit or the opportunities this season, both down to Erling Haaland. Obviously, Erling Haaland's taking that number 9 spot when he's fit, and also Erling Haaland's the one everyone's going to talk about. So that could also be good for Julian Alvarez, the fact that he just does go under the radar and people don't talk about how good he is, because sometimes the pressure can build up on you when you are a young player. So that might be good for him. The thing that won't be good for him is the lack of opportunity. That is the only thing I would say there. It was a really well taken finish and a really well timed run as well, actually, to get beyond the last man. However, Fulham, they did zero in attack in the first 25 minutes. The first time they pump it long from Bernd Leno, they get a bit of a scruffy aerial duel sort of thing where it just falls quite kindly for Carlos Vinicius. I think it was between him and Nathan Ake. He plays it through to Harry Wilson, and Wilson is fouled by Cancelo. Cancelo is the last man. It's a shoulder barge. Wilson's tried to take the ball on his right foot, and it was a smart move because he knows that Cancelo is going to try and do something about that, and he gets it wrong and gets sent off. And in my opinion, rightly so. It can feel a little bit harsh, as Wilson wasn't going right on goal, but it's still a goal-scoring opportunity. So unfortunately for Cancelo, I think a red card was the right decision. Andres Pereira dispatched the penalty, sending the goalkeeper the wrong way. And from then on, Fulham just looked a lot more comfortable. Obviously, City being down to 10 men, it's going to help that. But Fulham, they never really went all out attack. They just thought, right, we won't go mad here because, even with Cancelo off the pitch and them only having 3 defenders, City still do have Kevin De Bruyne, Julian Alvarez, Jack Grealish, Bernardo Silva all on the pitch. So that's always going to be a problem for them to have to get over. So they just thought, right, we'll just keep it steady, we'll try and knock the ball about a bit and just try and stop them from dominating, having loads of possession. But yeah, it turned into quite an even game from then on. And that was the same at the start of the second half. In fact, at the start of the second half, it was quite dull for the first 10-15 minutes. Not a lot was happening. The only real chance fell to Harry Wilson, which he's sort of made a hash of a little bit. But then City subbed in Haaland and Foden. This changed the game a little bit. Foden and De Bruyne played out wide in like a 3-4-2 system, leaving Haaland and mostly Gundogan up front, and Silva and Rodri in the central midfield, and then John Stones came in to be a third centre back alongside Kanji and Ake. So I thought that was quite a good move from Pep. It just meant that they were going to just go a little bit more route one and try and get it straight into the box for Erling Haaland to have chances, or if a Fulham defender does get something on it, maybe it'll fall kindly for Bernardo Silva or Ilkay Gundogan, something like that. And it did seem to work, but what it did do is it left Fulham a lot of spaces in wide areas behind Foden and De Bruyne, because they're not defensive-minded players at all. It just meant that City's back three was going to be very stretched at times, and especially when you got players like John Stones who likes to come forward with the ball as well. It did leave Fulham a lot of opportunities to get forward on the counter-attack, and there were a couple of occasions where I think it was the main one was when Mbabu and Tete were down the right hand side, and they had 3 players on the left hand side. I think it was Tom Kenny who came off the bench, same with Dan James, and also Harrison Reed had got forward as well. And if Mbabu had made a better decision just to go to the left, where there was a lot of space for a lot of Fulham players, but only one Man City defender marking all 3 of them. But he went for the wrong option, and that slowed the move down. It allowed the Man City midfield to get back as well as the defence, and the chance was gone. So it was little things like that where if Fulham had to have made a few better decisions, then it could have gone differently. But yeah, I think they were quite happy with the draw, and that was what they were going to get. Haaland did come off the bench and score for City, but he did get correctly disallowed for offside. It was only marginal, but you know the rules these days, it only has to be an inch and it's offside. And yeah, Haaland just came on the bench and you could see the impact he makes instantly. He made the 10-man team look like an 11-man team again, just because they have that confidence of having him in the box. Like it's a completely different game to having Alvarez up there, because Alvarez, he's very smart, he makes some good runs, gets into good positions, but Haaland, it's just like having a monster up front. So it takes 2 defenders to deal with him, which leaves a lot. If he doesn't score, it leaves a lot of space for everyone else. So yeah, that's what you get with Haaland. And you're thinking Fulham are just going to hold on. They're just about hold on. They're getting deep into stoppage time. They're going to hold on. And calamitous error from Anthony Robertson. Kevin De Bruyne on the edge of the box, just like he's going one way, turns the other, and Anthony Robertson sticks a leg out, catches him on the back of the leg. De Bruyne, it's not the biggest contact ever, but it's not enough to send De Bruyne down, but of course you're going to go down in that situation, and it is a foul in the rules of the game. And Haaland steps up to take the penalty, and it was a good penalty, but it was nearly an amazing save from Bernd Leno. Haaland didn't quite put it right into the corner, but he put a lot of power on it. Leno got a hand to it, and if he'd have just moved his arm down a little bit, like his body movement was quite good, he got down quickly, but he just didn't have his arm going down quick enough. And if he had done, he would have saved it, and I'm sure he'll be very frustrated about that. He was very frustrated at the time, but of course it's set up for Haaland to score the winner when he came off the bench, wasn't it? He is the headline grabber this season. He is constantly scoring goals. I think he's scoring like 1.5 goals a game in the Premier League. So if he keeps that up, he should be on like something like 50, 60 goals by the end of the season. Now, I'm nowhere not expecting Haaland to score 50. If he can hit 40, that would be incredible, because obviously the highest anyone's ever got in a 38-game season is Mo Salah on 32. So 40 would just be far and away the highest anyone's ever got. Like there's a few on 31, a few on 30 as well. I think Ronaldo, who's on 31? There's a few players. Ronaldo, Suarez, and I've got a feeling, was it Shearer? It might have even been Van Persie for Arsenal. I can't remember who's the other one who's got 31, but there is a few. And yeah, I mean, scoring 40 in a season would be incredible. I mean, it's probably not likely to happen because of his injury records, like because of the way he plays the game. He's always on the run, he's always looking to make things happen, and he's very explosive. He is going to be a player who is going to probably miss a few weeks each season, but I think Man City fans would more than take that. To be completely honest, it's just what happens with these explosive players. But yeah, Man City got a massive win, takes them to the top of the league for now. Obviously, Arsenal play Chelsea tomorrow, that'll be a tough game. But yeah, it's a massive mental victory for Man City because of the setback they had half an hour into the game with the penalty and the red card. So yeah, massive win for Man City. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.